Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Nahal Hachbin. I am the founder of Yoga Avec Moi, and today we have a special announcement. We are launching our first ever online course, and it is so incredibly exciting for me, but also I think for the world, because this is something that I've been thinking about since the beginning of COVID, which in the country that I'm currently residing in, it started early. So I had a lot more thinking time about it than a majority of the other world. And so this is something that when I was going through the beginning months of COVID, I was feeling a lot of anxiety, a lot of stress, and a lot of tension and resistance, and a lot of not knowing, and a lot of lack of energy, and just plastered on the bed basically. And I completely forgot my practices that I do daily, that help nourish me, that help nurture me, and that help support my mental, physical well-being. All of that just went out of the window. And so at the same time as I felt like drowning, I was thinking about other people who were actually in the front lines, who were taking care of their children at home, who were basically taking care of another life. I mean, I was just there by myself in my room and still not able to mentally, physically, and emotionally cope as well. And so when I thought back that, all the things that nourished me, the practices that I use on a daily basis, just had gone out the window. It's as soon as I brought it back, I was able to regain within almost an instant. It almost made me laugh a little, that I was why didn't I do this sooner? How could I have forgotten? The whole reason why I have these practices is obviously because they work, right? So that's something that I really wanted to share with everyone in the world. And particularly, I really wanted to share it with clinicians, as well as I was thinking a lot about nurturers, people who are taking care of others, parents who are taking care of children in a situation like this. They're feeling tense, they're feeling nervous, and then they also have to take care of another human being. For physicians, it's another patient, or maybe it's a patient who actually has COVID. So there's a lot of anxiety around that. And I was thinking, I know from past experiences working in outbreaks and control of infectious disease, prevention and control, circumstances in an office or in the field, what is the thing that we need the most in a crisis situation is creative thinking. And one of the things that a lot of people do not know about creative thinking is that your body needs to be in the parasympathetic phase. The parasympathetic phase is basically the phase in which is calming. It's sleep, digestion, rest. It's when your exhales are elongated. And so the parasympathetic nervous system is a part of the autonomic nervous system. It sounds very much like the word itself. So it's a part of the automatic nervous system of the body. So those aspects in the body that are automatic is your heart just constantly is beating. You don't even have to think about it, your heart's beating. Or your kidneys are filtrating blood and separating it to urine and cleaning out the blood. All of this is happening within the kidneys, and it happens automatically. You don't have to cue the kidney to be all right, you can do it now. So those are things that are a part of the automatic system. And we love the automatic system because it keeps us safe. It keeps us, it's an internal, physical, biological, ancient system that basically before it stopped us from running away if a saber-toothed tiger were coming towards us. However, nowadays with the modern world around us, the things that cause us the saber-toothed tiger reaction in our physical body to flight, to run away, to freeze, or to basically just be in a very contracted state, this aspect of it is automatic. So the body has this automatic response. However, science has shown and research has shown that if we were to elongate our breath, and if we were to learn a couple breath meditation techniques, various kinds, there's so many studies that have been done, we are able to kind of trick our automatic system within our body to believe that we are safe. So this sort of mechanism, this ancient mechanism, was meant for like life or death situations, which COVID is one of those situations. However, for those of us who are at home, or we're not quite in that I'm gonna live or die situation. However, our emotions, like our anxiety, like it could feel that way. Yet, so when it comes to physicians and parents, like they're actually taking care of another life, which is actually dealing with life and death. So this is who I was thinking in the back of my mind when I was creating this program, which is a scientifically research-based breath program. And it's called the Pure Breath Program. It runs for like 12 weeks. So it's very in-depth. It requires you doing some homework. There's surveys, there's reflection questions. It's a really deep practice. So, and it is a very basic practice. So essentially, when I was thinking about it, I was thinking about physicians and parents in the midst of chaos, things that they could do. Because sometimes the yogic practices are not always so hands-on. Like it requires your hands, like if you're in a mask, you're wearing a like visor or like a face mask, you can't get your hands in there, and that's actually more dangerous. So it's like, how can I create like a program that's like basic breath practices that will instantaneously get your body from the flight or fright zone into the creative zone, because that is where you need to like problem solve and think about how to create solutions for your child, or like in an emergency situation with a patient, like what are you gonna do? So if your physical body is not in its prime state to make those creative decisions, a lot of mistakes can happen. So what I wanted is, and also ultimately it also brings you calm, so that it clears your minds to be able to think, all right, okay, what am I actually needing to do right now to improve the situations? Honestly, I think physicians, nurturers, and like parents, they're just problem solvers, like constantly. So learning some skills, some techniques, and the physiology of how to deal with the nervous system, and a little bit of understanding, you don't even need to know a lot, that will dramatically change your day-to-day, second-to-second decisions, especially when it comes to a heightened emergency situation. So this 12-week program is aimed at people who have never had a breath practice. So it starts from the very basic beginning. However, because I'm speaking to physicians, I am going to be using like scientific language and high language, as well as for parents. The reason why is that a majority of parents these days are highly educated, and it's like almost like wasted brain labor at home. Like when they're with their children, a lot of times they feel like they're not mentally stimulated. So the language is high level, also not only to stimulate their mind, but also for them to learn how to be able to explain it to their child. So one of the reasons why I'm aiming this program towards clinicians and parents is because they are more likely to teach other people about these things, and they are actually in circumstances where they have to take care of other people. And so to me, that is like the greatest impact that they could have. So I want to focus on people who will actually go and teach other people like these breath practices, because I think so many people are suffering because of this global pandemic. And a lot of the fear and anxiety is actually those things that perpetuate and elongate the whole entire control of infectious disease efforts. So if we were to go back into that calm zone, into that zone where we're able to think of creative solutions and people are able to rethink, okay, even though we're in a crisis, even though, like, how can we actually move forward with this? And so with this program, Yoga Avec Moi's unique breath program that is starting on Saturday, November 7th at 10 a.m. Beijing time, the lectures are going to be recorded and then going to be put on the membership site so that you will be able to, if you can't make it on the time zone live, to ask like questions from me directly. Then you'll be able to watch it later, watch the replay later, and then also still engage in the comment section and still ask questions if there still are any left. So I'm so excited for this program. For those of you who do not know, Yoga Avec Moi is in the midst of organizing this very large meditation project, 365 meditations that have been translated to over 19 languages. It's a very big project. In the midst of this, and as we're completing it, doing the sound engineering, doing the mic checks and all these things, this is a program that has concurrently come through, and it's really something that has stemmed from the heart. And this morning when I woke up to film and to shoot and to prepare, like, my heart was just filled with an openness that I have maybe only one other time have felt this sort of sense. So I just wanted to say this program is really an offering to humanity. And for those that I'm thinking the most about are these clinicians and the mothers and the nurturers and the parents who are caring for other people's lives. I want to make sure that you guys are okay so that you can continue to do the job that you guys are so phenomenal at already. So if this is something that you're interested in, do look at the link below the video. I wrote a blog on it to describe the benefits of like breathing. Highly recommend you read that. All of it is scientifically based and the research papers are linked there. So that's something that you can go check out if you're like a nerd like me. And yeah, and I hope to see you in this program. Even if you see this video late, you will still be able to join. It will just be, you can watch the replays later. And so it's gonna go for 12 weeks and I cannot wait to see you there. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please subscribe to my channel if this is a video that you enjoyed, and that there will be a lot more other videos about breath and breathing and more tips and tricks to teach you how to be able to better cope with anxiety and your stress, your anger, your jealousy, any of the other emotions that really feel like it's gonna overwhelm you. This is that channel. This is the channel where you're gonna learn all the skills to be able to cope with those things. So I look forward to seeing you, and I'll see you in the next video.